Hello guys and welcome back. Hope you all are doing great. So this video will be extension of our quiz game. So as you can see here, we have these category options. We can select any one of the category. Then we have the score system, our timer system, as well as this live system. So I can, you see, if I select any wrong option, we loses our life, and and if we select any right answer, we get the score. So you can see here, so if we lose all of our lives, then we show this game complete panel, and this same panel is shown when our time is up, as well as we have completely answered all of the questions. So this is what we are going to create in today's tutorial. So without any further delay, let's get started. Okay, so I have opened a project which we have created in our last tutorial. So if you guys don't have this project, then you can just go to the last tutorial. The link will be in the description. You can follow that tutorial and create the project like this. So we need a new canvas. So in this canvas, we will create a new image, and we will click on this option. Holding shift and alt, we will stretch all over. So we will just select this option here. All right. And let's call this main menu, and in our main menu, let's change its color. So let's deactivate it first. Select this color picker, and then select this color here, a darker color. Now just deactivate this, and let's right click and create a text. We will call this title text, and we will name this quiz tutorial. Let's change its color to white, and let's align it on horizontal vertical axis. Best fit to, let's say, 200. Then select this rect tool, and let's scale it, move it here, and let's anchor it. Let's create three buttons. So UI button, the first one will be animal. Let's extend it like this, and let's set the text to animal. Align, okay, best fit, let's say 150. Duplicate it, and this will be bird. Text will be bird. Duplicate, and this will be mix. Okay, so our main menu is complete. Let's deactivate it. Now we need our score, timer, as well as live at the top. So what we will do is we'll go to our game menu. In our option holder, let's move it down like this, and let's set its anchor again. Then we have this question info. Let's scale this, so, and let's move it down. Let's anchor it again. Okay, so once we have done this, we will create a new empty game object, and we will call this top bar. So select this option here. Holding shift and alt, select this. We want to stretch it on top. Okay, and let's set the height. Okay, height to be 70. And you can see here we have this anchor, so just select this one and drag it down like this. That's it. But now we need a score holder, so create a UI image, and we will call this score holder. Let's change its image to, let's say, this one. Let's say height to be 60, width 125, and we'll set its color to be this one. So let's create a new text inside it. Let's stretch it. So select this option, holding shift and alt key, select this option here. I will call this score, which will be equal to 0 at the start. Align the text, set to best fit, and change the color to white. Okay, let's set the left to 5, 5, 5, and 5. Okay. Let's move our top bar a little bit down. And let's re-anchor it. Okay, now select this core holder, right click and duplicate, and this one will be our time holder. So rename it to time holder. Uh, Rename this core holder text to score text, and this text to timer text, and this will be our time, which will be 0 by default. Let's take it our time holder to left side. Okay, right click and again duplicate, and this will be our live folder. Let's take it to middle. Mm, let's delete the text inside it, we don't need it. We'll create a new UI image. It will be of, let's say, 50 50 or maybe 40 40. Let's change the color to circle and again duplicate. So let's arrange them. Set our live folder width to be, let's say, 130 or maybe 140. So this one is on top, right? Minus 45, 45. So I will rename this. So this will be live 1. This will be live 2, and this will be live 3. Okay, and all of the live will have color green at the start. So just set it to green. Okay, so now we need reference to all of them. So as you can see here, our quiz UI manager is on our game menu. Let's double click on it to open it. So we have this question text. We will add our score text as well as our timer text. Okay, then we have a list. So we'll create a serialized field, private list of image, and this will be our live image list. Then we will create a serialize field, a private game object. We will have game over panel, then main menu panel, as well as our game menu panel. Okay, now we will need a getter for our score text as well as our timer text. So what we'll do, we will create a public text and we will call this score text, and we will get our return score text. We need this getter so that we can edit our score from our quiz manager, and we also need timer text. So timer text. Okay, and we also need a list of UI buttons. So we just created a new 3 buttons for our category. So we are going to assign it here, and as we have done for our option buttons, we are going to do the same thing for our UI button. Instead of option, this will be our UI buttons. Now if we go to our this on click method, we need to make few changes to it so that it gets adapted to our new buttons. So in quiz manager, we will create a new enum. So public enum game status, and we have a status of next or our playing. Okay, and we will make it a serializable so that we can edit it from inspector if we want. So here we will create a private game status, and we'll call this game status, which will be equal to game status dot next, and instead of start we will call this start game. Okay, this method will be public and it will be called from our quiz UI, and in this only we are changing our game status to game status dot playing. We also need a getter for our game status, so public game status get return game status. Okay, so let's go to our quiz UI, and here in our on click we will need a if condition. If quiz manager dot game status is equal to game status dot playing, then only we will call this code, else we won't be calling this code. And our category buttons, so for that we'll create a switch statement. So switch our button dot name. So as you can see here, on clicks take a button as a parameter, so we are just checking that button's name. So if our button dot name is animal or bird or mix, so if you go back, as you can see here, in our quiz UI we have these options, and in our main menu we have this button. So you can see our button name is animal bird mix, so that is what we have used here. Make sure the text are same. So this is in mix, you can see I is small, whereas here it is capital, so if it is different it won't work. Okay, so now we need to assign these values here. So for game over panel, I think we have not created it, we will create it. Score text, so in our top bar we have the score holder. So we have score text, we have timer text, we have this live folder. So one thing guys, make sure when you assign these images the sequence should be same. So live 1 should be at element 0, live 2 at element 1, and so on. Game over panel we have to create a main menu panel. So this is our main menu panel, assign it here, and this is our game menu panel, assign it here. Okay, so for our game over panel, let's deactivate our main menu. In our game over game menu panel, right click, create a image, and we'll call this game over panel. Let's stretch it, let's make it white and set the alpha to 50 or maybe 60. Let's make it black, let it be white. Let's create a image width, let's say 400, 600, 500, and let's deactivate this. Select this image, select this color picker, and select this color. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it looks better in that. Okay, okay, in this we will have a text that is game complete. So guys, here I'm not creating different panels for game over as well as for game win. You can do it on your own, it is very easy. And we will also create a new UI button. We'll call this retry button because we want to retry once our game is complete or over, whatever it is. So in our game menu, in our game over panel, let's assign this here. Let's deactivate our game over panel because we don't want it to be activated when we start our game. Deactivate our game menu and let's activate this. And one thing guys, let's create a new game object, reset this position, and let's call this quiz UI manager. So right now our quiz UI manager is on game menu, we want to shift it here. So select this icon here, click on copy component, and we can just select this and paste component as well. You can see everything as it is here, and we can just remove this thing we no more need it. Okay, so we have now reference to all the required thing. Let's add the logic. So in quiz manager, here we will create a private int score count, which will be 0 at start. Then we have a private float current time, so we'll be tracking our time. We also have a private int life remaining, so by default it should be 3 because we have 3 lives. And we also need a serialized field private float, we'll call this time limit, so maximum time our player will have when the game starts. So we will, by default we will set it to be, let's say, 30 seconds. So in our start game we will set our score, so our score count will be 0 by default. Our current time will be equal to our time limit, then our life remaining will be equal to 3 because we want to give 3 lives at the start of our game. Here in our select question, right now we are randomly selecting any question, setting our selected question, and then sending that selected question to our quiz UI. But we are not removing that question from our list, so that there is a chance of that same question coming more than once. So to make sure that we will show the question in our list only once, we need to remove that question once we have uh, like called it. So for that, what we'll do is so it is very easy to do. We will remove that question from our quiz from our questions list. So questions dot remove at, and we will remove at index val. So as you can see here, value is the random index we are selecting. We are selecting the question, sending the question to our quiz UI, and then we will be removing that question from our list. Now here in our answer method, we have this option where we answer correct as well as when we answer wrong. So when we answer correct, we want to increase our score. So we will set our score count plus equals 50. So I want to increase the score by 50. We can increase it by any number you want. Now we also need to update our score text, so which is in our quiz UI dot score text will be equal to score plus our score count. Okay, and we also have this no. So once, so let's say if we answer wrong, then we want to reduce our life. So life remaining minus minus, then we are going to update our quiz UI dot. Okay, so we need to update our UI. So for that we will create a new method. We'll create a public void reduce life, and we will pass the int index, and here we have a list of our life. So life image list at index dot color is equal to, I think we have a wrong color. Wrong color. Okay. Wrong color is red, so we will set it to red. Now let's go back to our quiz manager, and in quiz UI we will call our reduce life, and we will send our life remaining. So basically what is happening is, at the start our life remaining is 3. So if we reduce it by 1, it becomes 2, and then it goes to our quiz UI, and in our list we know that our index starts from 0 and goes to 2. So the index becomes 2 here, and what we'll do is it will get the image at the index 2 and set its color to wrong color. So like that our life remaining will go from 3 to 2, 1 and 0, and it will set our images. Now let's say our life count is less than our 0. So if our life remaining is less than or equal to 0, that means we have lost all our lives. We want game over. So we will just change our game status equal to game status dot next, and we want to activate our game over panel. So let's go to our quiz UI. We need to create a getter. Let's see, we have a getter now. Okay, no, we'll create a public game object game over panel getter. So get return game over panel. Okay, now we'll set our game status to next, and our quiz UI dot game over panel dot set active one thing, it is not game status, it is game object. Okay, so set active to false, no, true. So we want to activate our game over panel once we have finished all our lives. And one thing, we want to invoke only if our game status is playing. So if our game status is equal to game status dot playing, then only we will invoke our select next question. And we need one more thing, like if, so you remember in our select question we are removing our these questions from the list once it is selected. So there will be a time when there won't be any question in our list remaining. We need to check that here. So if our questions dot count is less than 0, okay, sorry, it is greater than 0, only then we will call this invoke. Else we'll copy this. We want our game status to next and activate our game over panel. For timer, let's create a new method. So private void set time, and it will take a float. We will call this value. And for time, we are going to use our time span. So time span time. So we'll get this error. Just select this option here and add using system. And our time will be equal to time span dot from seconds. So as we know, our timer we are setting is in seconds, so we are changing it from seconds. Is ui dot timer text dot text is equal to time plus our time dot to string. So we want to set it in minutes and seconds. So minutes, seconds. Okay, so this is how you format your time. And we also need to check, so let's say if our uh, current time is less than equal to 0, that means our time is complete. We want to show game over. So same thing here, copy this game over status, paste it here. And we are getting error in our random. We'll use ned engine dot random branch. Okay, now this set timer, it should be called in update. We'll call the update method, and we'll be checking it. So if our game status is equal to game status dot playing, so only if our game status is playing we will be counting our timer. So we'll set our current time minus equals time dot delta time, and we'll call this set timer here and pass the current time. There is no need to pass the current time here. We can directly use our current time instead of value here, but I'm just doing it so that you know how to use this method anywhere if you want. So now we want our category buttons to select the question data we want. So right now we have only this one. Instead of one, we will make it a list. And here in start game we will add a parameter called int index, and in our quiz data, as it is a list, we will go to that index. We will grab that questions and assign it here. That's it. In our quiz UI, we have these buttons where it is on click, these buttons. So we need to assign the appropriate index. So we will call our quiz manager dot start our game, and our index will be 0 for here. For bird it will be 1, for mix it will be 2. Okay, as well as we also need to activate our game panel and deactivate our main menu. So main menu panel dot set active to false, and our game menu panel dot set active to true. Okay, let's copy this and paste it here. Okay, so now this index we see here. Let's go to our quiz manager. You can see right now our quiz UI is not there, so let's assign our quiz UI here. And in our quiz data, as it is a list, it is empty, let's add 3. So I have already created two data types. So one is for only animals and one is for bird. So I'll just drag them here, and we have this old one, mixed one. Now this data, animal data, it has nothing but 5 questions, and all of them are text based, so they are not image based or anything like that. Okay, and in game mode, I believe we have a retry button. We need to create a method for that. So public void retry button. So we will reload our level. So for reloading, we'll use using Unity engine dot scene management. Here, scene manager dot load scene manager dot get active scene, and we will call our build index of that scene. So select this retry button. Let's click on this uh, option here. Let's drag our quiz UI manager as the method is on our quiz UI, and let's select the function retry button. So now quiz manager has the quiz data as well as the timer element. Okay, and our quiz UI manager has all the fields filled. Okay, you forgot to add our UI buttons here. So let's, as we have 3 buttons, let's set the size to 3. Let's drag them one by one. So one thing guys, you remember we for our animal we set the index 0. It's because of this. In our quiz data, our element 0 is animal data, element 1 is bird data, and element 2 is quiz data, or this is mixed data. So for that, the index is 0 for animal, 1 for bird, and 2 for mix. If we go to our quiz manager, right now we are setting our questions directly to this our scriptable object, and this is causing some issue for us. As you can see here, I lost all the data from our animal data, so we don't want to do that. What we'll do is we'll create a for loop. Now what this actually is creating is, in our questions, which is a list of question, it is setting a reference to this list of our scriptable object, and it is directly accessing that, and we don't want that. So what we'll do is we'll just copy this dot count, and instead of this create it dot add. Okay, and one more thing guys, our questions is a list, so we need to initialize it. So question is equal to new our questions list. Okay, so if I click on this animal, you can see we are showing the animal question, and the correct answer is option 2 for all of the questions. So if I click on option 2, we get correct answer, option 2, option 2, option 2. And once we have answer all of the question, we show this complete panel, and you can see our score is now 250. Let's click on retry, go to bird, and this time let's answer all of them wrong. And once we have lost all the lives, we are going to show the game complete panel, retry button. And we also have the timer, so let's set our timer to, let's say, 5 seconds. Let's click on any, and you can see our timer starts once we select our category, and once our time is up, we show this game complete panel. So guys, as you can see here, this is how easily we can create our category panel as well as timer, live system, score system for our game. So this is for this tutorial guys. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. The complete project will be available on GitHub. You can get it from the GitHub. So thank you for watching guys, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.